You're tuned into the Two Henry podcast. We're so happy that you're here again with us again today. We have some exciting discussions about you, and I hope that you can take part in this. Again, please leave comments, leave questions. Send us an inbox and say, hey, we want you guys to discuss this topic or not. Doing the best that we can do to wrap this into community, family, and what's the other one? Community, family, and faith. Yeah, community, family, and faith. Hey, check this out. I'm Councilman Henry Davis Jr., and this is
Henry Davis Sr.
And we're here on the Two Henry podcast, and we want you guys to be as excited as we are. We want you guys to be as invigorated and also filled with the discussion.
To be uplifted.
Be uplifted. Hey, I'm playing, but I'm just trying to get you guys to make sure that you tune in and you enjoy yourself and you also laugh with us as well. So hopefully upliftment does happen for you today. Today we're going to discuss personal responsibilities living inside of a community, what your personal responsibilities should be and can be. But guess what I'm going to do today? I'm not going to lead this discussion. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask my father, I'm going to ask Senior over here to jump in on this one because you hear me talk a lot. And so you've been hearing me talk a lot for the last 20 years if you've lived in this local area. So, Senior, you got the floor. What is it when we talk about personal responsibilities, community? What does that mean? What does that mean to you?
You know what? You kind of slick with that because I was getting ready to pose the same question.
Yeah, I bet.
I was going to kick it right back across the table.
Yeah.
Personal responsibility is more to your neighbor than to yourself. In the Bible, it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. When we take that to heart, that will begin the road to personal responsibility. That means that I will think of you as myself or a little bit more than myself. I will think of you when I get ready to make a decision whether I burn my trash and I'm not supposed to burn my trash. Or will I block your driveway with my car? Or will I vote for this knucklehead that I know is not going to do anything for the community just because they're white or they're black?
What's a knucklehead? I've been hearing that all my life. What is the definition for knucklehead?
A head hard. They can't nothing get through to it. You can
Never
beat
asked that
them upside of their head all day long, and that's who they are. Look at your knuckle.
10 heads.
Yeah, they don't respond.
They don't respond well to anything. You can't get nothing in and can't get nothing out, actually.
Right.
Yeah, All right. So love yourself as you love your neighbor and love your neighbor as you love yourself is a common theme. We can hear that in most.
But that's not common.
It is in most religious texts. It is. It is too, man.
No. You know what's common?
What's common? Violence?
No. You have to define love. That's the problem. Everybody wants to show you what they think love is. Love is an action.
It's a verb.
Right.
Yeah, it's a verb.
This is what you do. And you don't do it to the detriment or to the hurt of the person that you're involved with. That builds relationships. And that's what we don't have anymore. We don't have true love.
Because we don't have relationships?
Because you don't have true love. You can't have a relationship.
So is true love unconditional love?
My man.
I'm asking.
My man.
So that's what that means?
Yeah. The type of love we need to survive here.
So unconditional love is me loving you regardless of anything that you may have said or done to me. Or loving you through your most unattractive moments.
Well, yeah, but see, that don't make you a fool. See, some people will take and twist that. Love is to understand who you're dealing with and why these things are happening. A kid grows up in a house without a father. And he needs that strong male role model in his life. But his mom is there. She's working a job and a half, maybe 2 jobs. He become a latchkey kid or a television kid. Somebody else is raising him. He doesn't know what it means to love. Then we set him out here to interact with other kids, maybe of like manner or not. But yet and still they are out there. They're bringing something different, another dynamic to the community. They have to be dealt with because they're here. They are human beings. So we have that mixture. One may be stronger than the other one. Somebody's going to win out. And the way it looks now, the wrong attitude is being put out there and is being sold and is being bought every time it's being set out there. Just look at your communities.
So that's another word. Okay, so when we get into the conversation about what a community is or what makes up a community or what defines a community, communities are made up of many members, people, right? Dogs, animals, et cetera. But it's made up of, and it's also made up of institutions, houses, et cetera. One thing that we have, not you and I have talked about, but one thing that I've talked with people about over the years is that what creates a community? If you can create that community, can you create the love that you're talking about that needs to dwell within that community? Case in point. So if I have a community that's in despair, has a lot of disparities, no to low function public schools, no grocery store or somewhat of a grocery store, a lot of churches. We can get a lot of churches in there, and let me throw something else out there. There's tons of potholes in the road.
And your favorite pet is the raccoon down the street.
Yeah, he come hang out every now and again. Well, every night actually. He hitting the trash can up.
Yeah.
So when I have that type of landscape that exists within my community, how can I ever be a loving soul for that community? How can I take responsibility in that community if that community doesn't even look like it loves me back? I mean, you just said, right? So you have to have love in the community. But I'm saying, I'm going to take the other side of it. You have to have a community before you can talk about love. Or do they work simultaneously? Can they work at the same time?
No.
They can't? Okay, so how can I feel responsible, personally responsible for this right here if it doesn't feel like it's responsible to me or responsive to me?
When you see something wrong, don't nobody have to tell you that it is wrong. You can go in the store and you be walking around and the first thing you look up, you see somebody stick something up under their shirt. It'll stop you and you'll have a pause. You might even pull back. But you know that is wrong. So a person, when you see something wrong, you must test yourself to say there is something better. There has to be something better. Then you start on your search for that something better because you know this is not it. My son's favorite animal is the possum, ugly possum. He petting the possum. Or everybody on the street got a pit bull.
Yeah.
And nobody working.
Yeah, that goes on too.
Something is wrong. I'm not blind. That should trouble you to the point to where you seek and you search for something better. Now, everybody's not going to do that. But you don't need a whole lot of people to do that. You need one person that is serious about change.
Okay, so in order for me to imagine that, I would have to have seen that displayed somewhere.
You would think that.
Yeah.
But you're born with that in you. Did nobody teach you how to feel when you seen that person take and put that loaf of bread up?
You talking about somebody stealing?
Yeah.
Stealing, a
Yeah.
thief.
You seen them put that loaf of bread up under their coat. It shocked you. But you had another thought to say that person is hungry. He has to be fed. See, you start to investigate. You start to finding out ways how to alleviate the pressure that people have. And that's beginning with you. You know this is not right. And you cannot amen it as right. So you start to seek that which is right. And it's here. We as a people, it seems to me that we would rather have mediocrity than the best. I'd rather eat a hot dog than a steak.
It depends on if it's a Chicago style hot dog.
I don't want to steal.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and so-
because some people would rather will have hamburger helper versus filet mignon.
Yeah, because they think that this is it. No, it's not it.
Well, I mean that's other people's taste too, though, right? You can't, tell a person that they taste is not sufficient.
Well, it's like
It's a personal thing, right?
Or if somebody walked up to you and said, "Hey, dog, you smell like hot dog water."
You got a problem.
Okay.
Because I don't smell like no hot dog water. That's nasty.
Yeah.
You stank.
But see, we have to strive for the best. We must strive for the best. Our communities is dying. And if we don't care, it ain't gonna happen.
So you have to feel like that you deserve the best, right?
You do.
Is that an innate thing, an inherited thing, or is that a taught thing? Because, okay, again, the community is made up of many members, many different beliefs, many just all kinds of things, right? So I may not believe that because that's not what I was taught. Or I could believe that because that's what I was taught. Or is that an inherited thing that is something better available? Or I know that there's something available that's better. Is that inherited? Or is that taught?
You're born knowing that there's something better because you quit sucking your thumb at some point. You learn how to speak somewhat intelligently as you go along in life. You don't have the same conversations that you had when you were 7. You don't have the same thoughts as you had when you was 13. You might act like it, but you don't have the same thoughts. Because as time goes on, you see things.
Yeah, you will. And that's a lesson, right? You see it and you're taught, right?
Right. But no, we are the only being on this earth that have intellect.
They said they found another civilization up on the Antarctic ice. You heard about that? They said they got some people. No, man, I'm saying I'm not, you can Google it.
Hey.
You can Google, and they said they got some people. I don't know what them people look like. They may be some Avatar stuff going on. I don't know.
What I'm saying that we are the only intellectual being on this earth. The only ones. The dog can't teach, talk to you or get up and do what you can do. No animal. we make decisions. We choose. So we can do it.
So let me ask you this. I hear what you're saying. I do, and I agree with a lot or all of what you're saying. I'm just testing the waters. But this is the question I really want to ask. Where do we, as a community, learn our value system? Where do we get our value system from?
Well, we got our value system first. It came from the Bible, but it got skewed because fallen man want to have power over his fellow man. So the best way to do that is to lie to him, is to cheat him, is to tell him that he's way beneath him. And, make him feel inferior.
Where does that happen at? That takes off somewhere. And I'm going to tell you this. You have a daughter that's my sister. And I talked to one of my sisters. I have three of them, but I talked to one more than I talked to the other two. And we were on the phone talking. Shout out to Stacy. We were talking about that. The greatest equalizer in our communities or in this nation has always been education. But it is also the greatest divider in our community or in our country. It just depends on where you were getting it from and where were you getting it at and who was giving it. Now, we're going to use education as the cornerstone, not necessarily this conversation, but I'm saying I'm going to use education. And so I'm going to use the educational system, the track that we all started when we were in preschool or Head Start and, on to elementary school and all the way through, as this is going to help me become a better human being, a better person. And when you go to church, burn the midnight oil. Everybody want to talk about going to school and getting good grades, and they even applaud people at church for going to school and getting good grades and going off to your Harvards, your Yales, or better yet, your Earlham colleges. And so they want to talk about that is actually going to create this utopian society for you. And it doesn't. As a matter of fact, it almost creates, like I said, this divide that's there. And a lot of that has to do with that particular divide is money.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to loop this back to my original discussion. Well, when we started about the community and our responsibility to the community, because you have there's this idea that if this community has fed me enough, has reared me properly, has embedded seeds in me, the correct way, and watered and sunlight, that my time will come and I will be a greater or better person in that community, in that community. And those communities. That's what it says. And so you go through this list of things, and this is actually a very good topic. You go through these things, and you go through life expecting these things. And I can talk about myself. And when you get to the end of it, you realize that something is missing. Right? Something is missing. And not only that something is missing, these things are not supposed to look like they do. They were supposed to get better. And because we done and did everything we were supposed to do based upon the directives that we gained about what education is going to do to us or for us, which is giving us our value system, which is giving us the idea of being able to go and find a job to provide for our family, etc. When in fact that community did the direct opposite, but the school was in the community that did the opposite. It's like this. It's like a ball of confusion that I'm talking about.
But it's not really confusing. what do you say? Why do you keep doing the same old thing, getting the same old results?
Call it insanity. That's the
Yeah.
definition. That's the definition of
Oh,
insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so the thing is, we have to look to something greater and better than ourselves. I can't keep listening or looking to a person that looks like me, thinks like me. I can't look to a person that don't look like me, that don't think like me, and to think that they have my good at their heart. They don't. They're just like me because we are all fallen individuals. What has happened, people say, yeah, I'm saved, I got this, I got that. Okay. But who saved you? Man, we can't say that. Man.
Superman.
Yeah, we can't. We can't.
The man with the blue tights on and the red draw.
Yeah, we can't.
Red cape.
We can't say. We can't
Clark
say.
Kent.
We can't say that name.
Uh,
But by the same token, why you can't say that name? That little 8-year-old boy, that little 10-year-old girl are sitting there looking at you, and you gonna walk up to them and say, "Believe this," but you can't say the name.
so what are you believing in?
Exactly. So if you believe, you will make that sacrifice. A lot of people refuse to make a sacrifice. They refuse to stand for what they say they believe in, but yet they are standing for what they believe in, whether they want to believe that or not. Not to decide is to decide.
Yeah. I
So
can
they
agree with
play
that.
both sides of the fence. This is what's choking our community. Kids don't know which way to go. You know, I'm not talking about being a perfect individual. I'm talking about making a stand. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
And so that's our responsibility to the community that we come from. Being able to
Stand up for that which is right.
point out right and wrong.
Right.
Uh,
And live it. Not only point it out, but live it. Ain't no need of me pointing it that is wrong, and then you see me at 12 o'clock doing the same thing that I'm telling you that is wrong. Not that I'm perfect, but I must have a conviction. I must stand for something. In the days that we're living in, you can turn the TV on. You can see every type of murder, thief, sex, whatever. But they're going to tell you, you can't say that name. You say that name, you are discounting all other people and their beliefs.
yeah, you get that a lot too.
But
You're
you're
infringing.
choking my belief to tell me that I can't speak it out loud. So which way do you want this? And you're a meathead person just like I am. You have no more authority over me than I have over you. My sacrifice is to stand. My sacrifice is to stand for that in which I believe. There was a time when I was growing up, it wasn't hard for somebody to tell you about Jesus.
That's the name you're talking about?
Yeah, and
Okay.
and then they honored the name. Man, they have played with the name of Jesus to where it become a joke. It doesn't have the authority or the reverence that it should have. Now you go up to a Muslim and you get to talking to him about Allah, and you're talking crazy. Somebody had to bring you your hat.
Call the paramedics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we will allow that, you know, and then you wonder why some people don't want to hear what you have to say, you know.
Sure.
And I'm kind of getting weary in the ear too. Show me. Show me.
Like,
You say God is God. Show me. He's not bashful.
No, you should have some proof there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some proof there.
Show me. The proof is in there.
Sure.
Show me. Quit take your words and put them away. Show me. And he will show. But we refuse to sacrifice. So we see what is going on in our community. Man, what they think about a life or taking a life. You know, it's like on TV. They will take a life at a drop of a hat and really don't understand what they have done.
It's just like the devil has had a run. He has a hell of a run right now going, right? Anything and everything that is not supposed to be happening is happening. Everything that's supposed to be happening, that's supposed to grow the fruit the proper way. It's kind of like, hey, we'll just put that off into the corner and we'll eat our lunch in the closet with the lights off. We don't want nobody to know that we got this stuff. This is good stuff.
You go to a public meeting downtown. They used to say, "In the name of Jesus."
Oh, you talking about the prayer at the beginning?
Yeah,
man.
Now they say, "In His name." Who?
Yeah.
Bueller? Canhead? Whose name is we talking about? Seriously, who are we talking about? And then when they do say Jesus, they have no authority or power even saying the name. It's said like it's...
Because they don't believe it.
Right.
Because they don't believe it.
But yet and still, I don't know what's wrong with these kids. They don't listen no more. No, they tired of listening.
No.
You have not done anything that is worthy enough for them to sit down
There's no
and
fruit there.
listen to you, to what you have to say. You have no proof in what you're saying. You're full of hot air.
There's no proof there. I had a pastor one day ask me, how come my age group and younger age groups, I'm 46, and my generation and generations under me, don't come to church, and if they do come to church, they don't tithe. And I looked at him. I was, well, you're the pastor. You should be able to answer that question better than I answered it. And it was just like, no, I'm asking you because you're of that age. You're in generation. And I said, okay, well, I was raised in church, church drummer, youth choir, youth department. I mean, you name it. With the youth before it, I was there. I was on it. And so, that was a thing, right? To go to church, right? Yeah, your mother made sure that I went to church. Grandma Sitter, she made sure that I went to church. That car pulled up every Friday like clockwork, come and take me over to Progressive. But what I'm saying is that there was something that was being instilled in me because somebody believed in what we were doing and why and the why of it. But what I'm getting at and what I'm trying to say is that once those things are lost and have been lost, or those things are not being impressed upon, or if those things do not show value. And this is what I told them. They said they don't see value in it anymore. And I'm not talking about going to a youth department meeting. I'm not talking about going to a youth choir. I'm not talking about going to extra sessions of church on Sunday, right? That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you come out of your church and you look across the street, there's a vacant McDonald's. There is pothole after pothole in the streets. You just heard gunfire a half hour ago. You hear police. When you get out of the church and there is this veil of uncertainty about what's going to happen next. As a matter of fact, when I leave church, I can't even go find a full service diner to go and have Sunday dinner with my family. Why am I coming to church to talk about how great God is when I'm living in total hell right now?
Where's the power?
Where's the power? And that's what I told him. I don't think he liked the answer.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked the answer. And I wasn't talking down on the church. Again, I told you where my roots are at.
But see, that's not the church. We've been tricked. We've been hoodwinked. We've been bamboozled. That's not the church. The body of Christ is the church. When the body of Christ moves,
The people
the people move.
in unison,
Yeah, the people move.
in agreement,
Right.
through prayer.
Now, it's not just sitting in church with this, a relationship. That's what we were talking about.
A relationship with
We can
the
have
fellow man or Jehovah.
with Jehovah. We can
Okay.
have that with God, and we can have that with man. That's the victory. When we are in unison, when we are in fellowship, when we realize that we are his child, when we realize that we was created and made in his image.
And likeness.
Can't no knucklehead stand in your way.
I mean, I have authority.
Yeah. Can't nobody stand in your way. But this stuff that we've been going through, get up and go to church, pay your little tithes, come back home, and wonder how you going to pay the gas bill next week. You go back up in there and say, hey, man, I need a little money to pay my gas bill. Well, you know, Brother Davis,
I get to talking real slow and stuff.
you know that the church...
and he got a pocket full of money.
You know that the church is kind of up against us. You know, we got this little building fund over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the building fund been here the last 20 years, and I ain't seen a new doorknob or nothing.
Doorknob.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. After a moment of that, and if you're serious, you start seeking for yourself. You'll start finding truth out for yourself. We got to stop being lazy. We got to stop letting somebody do for us for what we can do for ourselves. We must seek him for ourselves. And you'll be surprised once you find that he was here all the time. That knucklehead that was talking crazy to you, talking about building fund, he see him moving in you, he changes. Because if evil can change you, certainly good can too.
That's a word. That's a word.
Yeah.
And that's a word. I appreciate it. You know, thank you.
So that's what the community needs. We got to quit playing. We elect people. We hope they do their best for us, but they're just like me and you. They're fallen individuals. They have a limit. We can't keep stacking this on top of them. They're drowning. Some of them are willfully drowning.
I was to say, I don't know that one. 'Cause
Yeah. Some of them are willfully
I done seen a lot of them, and they in there for themselves, man, and that's
Bottom
it.
line is, we must seek solutions. I'm sick of the problem. I'm sick of talking about the problem. I know what it is. And we know the solution. Let's get about the solution.
Well, you have it here. You heard it here first. That's your personal responsibility. It's just not going out there and vote. You know, and I am a strong supporter and proponent of voting. But I believe Jesus too, and I believe in prayer, and I believe in working, and I believe that in my faith, but also to have faith to get those things done. There is an Ashanti, I think, or African proverb that talks about it takes a village to raise a child, and they say. If that is because you never hear this other part of it, but it also says if that child is not cared for by his community, it will come back and burn that community down.
He ain't lying.
It's what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, people, thank you again. Look, this is more of a spirited discussion. It wasn't the debate. I actually agree with everything you said. It happens sometimes. Hey, you guys, I love you guys. We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Hearing Podcast. We look forward to seeing you and hearing from you again. Like I said, make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you're sending in your ideas, your thoughts, and your quotes. Look, we love you guys. We want to grow. We hope that you grow from this as well. Take care. God bless.